Welcome into the Can-Am off-road side-by-side world. Let us first congratulate you on acquiring your new off-road Can-Am SSV. Now give us a few minutes of your attention and you'll be rewarded with the best possible riding experience and more ways to keep you, your family, and your friends safe off-road. My name is Zach Wilson, Can-Am Product Specialist. Now, this video contains important safety information. Please take the time to view it carefully before using your vehicle. Failure to do so may result in serious injury or death. First, let's take a look at operator's requirements. Take note that it is also important to read and follow your operator's guide. It should be kept at all times with your vehicle. We recommend taking a moment referring to your operator's guide when seated on your machine to learn where to find the controls and how they work. You must be able to use them properly when needed. Before each ride, the operator and passenger should read and understand their respective safety labels to remind themselves important safety tips. It is very important that you and your passenger always buckle up seat belts and lateral nets before riding. Furthermore, the operator and passenger should always keep their entire bodies inside the cockpit. BRP recommends that operators are 16 or older with a valid driver's license. But be aware that nobody at any age should ride an SSV if they are not responsible enough to ride properly. Before you go out for a ride, it's very important to familiarize yourself with the handling of your vehicle by practicing in a controlled setting. Each operator must be able to sit with back against seat, foot flat on the footrest, and hands on the steering wheel. You must avoid anything that impairs your own abilities, such as alcohol, drugs, and fatigue. Drinking and driving don't mix. You know it, so don't ever do it. For this segment, we'll be talking about pre-ride inspection. I remind you that you must inspect your vehicle before each ride to ensure that the vehicle is in good condition. Refer to Pre-Ride Inspection subsection in the operator's guide. This inspection monitors wear and deterioration before they cause problems. Your inspection should become an automatism in your preparation routine, just like checking weather forecasts. Correct any problems that you discover. See an authorized Can-Am dealer if necessary. For this section, we'll be talking about riding gear. Riding an open-aired vehicle like your Can-Am side-by-side requires you to wear proper protective gear. Proper protective gear helps you stay comfortable and can help provide protection against the elements. Recommended protective gears for the driver and passenger include an approved helmet to protect your head and brain against injury, eye protection that protects your eyes against flying elements, closed-toe footwear. Sturdy over-the-ankle boots with non-slip soles offer more protection and allow you to plant your foot properly on footrest. Long pants that protect you from heat, sunburn, cold temperatures, branches, and bushes. A long-sleeve shirt or jacket and a pair of full-fingered gloves that protect you against bad weather. On long rides, it's a good idea to carry rain gear. A dry rider will be much more comfortable and alert than a rider who is wet and cold. Now we'll be moving on to riding with a passenger. Do not carry more passengers than the vehicle is designed for. Never carry passengers in cargo area or on a tailgate. The driver is responsible for the passenger's safety and should ensure that each passenger reads the vehicle's safety labels. Each passenger must fasten seatbelt and make sure net and/or door is securely latched in place to help them keep their limbs inside the vehicle. Each passenger also must pay constant attention to the terrain ahead and be able to brace for bumps. The passengers must be tall enough to always be properly seated, back against the backrest with seatbelt fastened, holding the handhold and feet firmly planted. The passenger must always hold on to the passenger grab handles. If you are a novice or an untrained operator, you should not carry a passenger until you have sufficient experience in operating your vehicle. For this section, we'll be going over stability while riding. This vehicle handles differently from other vehicles. A rollover or tipover can occur quickly during abrupt maneuvers such as sharp turns, or simply by side hilling or riding across steep hills or over obstacles. So don't assume that the vehicle will not tip or roll over. You must know the limits of your vehicle under different riding conditions. Do not attempt maneuvers that may be risky for you, your passenger, or bystanders. Now, we'll be moving into turning. Turning is one of the most frequent causes of accidents. Avoid hard acceleration when turning, even from a stop. Slow down before entering a turn. A rollover or other accident can occur quickly during abrupt maneuvers such as sharp turns or hard acceleration or deceleration when turning. If you think or feel the vehicle may tip or roll, reduce the risk of injury by keeping a firm grip on the steering wheel or handholds and brace yourself. Do not put any part of your body outside of the vehicle for any reason. For this section, we'll be talking about braking. Whether you're stopping slowly or need to stop quickly, release the throttle and apply the brake. If the wheels lock, release the brakes briefly and then reapply again. Always keep in mind that braking distance is readily affected by, but not limited to, weather and terrain conditions, braking system and tire conditions, vehicle speed and attitude, and vehicle load including towing. Remember to adjust your driving accordingly. Slow down before entering a turn. Avoid hard braking during a turn. Always keep both hands on the steering wheel and firmly plant left foot on the footrest when braking. Now we'll be talking about the parking brake. Put the shift lever to park before exiting the vehicle. The vehicle can roll if not in park. This is especially important when parking on a slope. On very steep inclines, or if the vehicle is carrying a cargo, the wheels should be blocked by using rocks or bricks. Now we'll be moving on to operating in reverse. Always be sure there are no obstacles or people behind the vehicle when you operate in reverse. Pay attention to blind spots. When it is safe to proceed in reverse, go slowly. Now we are going to talk about hauling cargo and pulling a trailer. The vehicle handling, stability, and braking distance are affected when loading racks and using the vehicle. Correct loading and weight distribution are therefore important. Never overload, tow, or carry cargo improperly. Always ensure the cargo is safely secured and properly distributed on the racks before operating the vehicle. Safely reduce speed according to terrain conditions when carrying cargo and avoid hills and rough terrain. Be careful not to skid or slide. Always secure cargo as low as possible on the racks to reduce the effect of higher center of gravity. Failure to follow the recommendations here could cause changes in the vehicle handling, which could lead to an accident. Now we'll be talking about pulling a trailer. Reduce your speed when pulling a trailer and turn gradually. Avoid hills and rough terrain. Never attempt steep hills. Allow more distance for braking, especially on inclined surfaces and when a passenger is on board. Be careful not to skid or slide. Improperly loading a trailer may cause a loss of control. Always put the shift lever to L, low range, for hauling a trailer. Now let's talk about terrain conditions. Always avoid paved surfaces. Riding on paved surfaces may seriously affect handling and control of the vehicle, and may cause a sudden loss of control. If you must drive on pavement, turn gradually and go slowly. Driving on public roads poses risks such as collisions and may be illegal in your jurisdiction. Only proceed with caution on roads and road segments where the usage of your vehicle is permitted. The best place to ride your Can-Am side-by-side is on loose, soft, packed, unpaved surfaces. Try to avoid steep inclines. If you are not careful, you could tip over when you are going up or down hills. When you're going uphill, you should drive straight uphill. Shift the transmission to lower gear and accelerate before you start to climb. Try to keep a steady speed and go easy on the throttle to avoid acceleration. Whenever possible, side hilling should be avoided. If necessary, do so with extreme caution. Side hilling on steep inclines could result in a rollover. In addition, slippery or unfirm surfaces could result in uncontrollable side sliding. If you feel the vehicle start to roll over or slide sideways, steer downhill if possible. When riding on snow, stopping distances are lengthened. Apply brake frequently to prevent ice or snow accumulation and to dry brake pads and disc. Now we'll be talking about driving responsibly. Avoid loss of control and rollovers. Avoid abrupt maneuvers, sideways sliding, skidding or fishtailing, and never do donuts. Plan for hills, rough terrain, ruts, and other changes in traction and terrain. Avoid side hilling. Avoid riding across slopes. Rollovers have caused severe injuries and death even on flat open areas. More specifically for side-by-side vehicles, the passenger must also pay constant attention to the terrain ahead and be able to brace for bumps. This video concludes the important safety information needed to know before taking out your Can-Am side-by-side. For more training or safety information, see your Can-Am dealer or our Can-Am website. Thanks for your time, and remember to ride safely.